Russia's top diplomat, Sergei Lavrov, is in China for talks on the war in Ukraine, bilateral ties and the situation in the Asia-Pacific region. The Russian foreign minister will talk with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi, and issues of discussion will include cooperation in international organisations such as the UN and G20. At the same time, as agreed between Beijing and Washington, US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is on a visit to China from April 4th to 9th. Well, Putin's expected to visit China in May for talks with Xi Jinping and what could be the Kremlin chief's first overseas trip of his new presidential term. Moscow and Beijing declared a no-limits partnership in February 2022, when Putin visited Beijing just days before Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine. It triggered the deadliest land war in Europe since World War II. Hit with sanctions that closed access to Western markets and finance after sending its troops into Ukraine, Russia has since become China's fastest growing trade partner. Xi, in a call with Putin last month, said that both sides should resolutely oppose interference in domestic affairs by external forces, an apparent reference to the US. Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Sun Weidong said bilateral ties were at their best in history when he met his Russian counterpart in Moscow last month. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen met with the Chinese Central Bank Governor Pan Gongsheng in Beijing on Monday. One day earlier, on Sunday, Yellen sent a message of mutual cooperation at a meeting with the Chinese Premier Li Qiang. She highlighted the improvement in relations since her visit to China last year, while recognising that major differences remain. Yellen turned to the broader US-China relationship in the meeting with Li, one of China's top leaders. She has focused on trade and economic issues during much of her visit to China.
Well, we have more to do. I believe that over the past year, we've put our bilateral relationship on a more stable footing. This is not meant ignoring our differences or avoiding tough conversations. It has meant understanding that we can only make progress if we directly and openly communicate with one another.